The internet has already declared Christopher Nolan's Odyssey a disaster. Christopher Nolan has announced that he's doing this epic scale-sized movie about Greece. And it feels like the internet has entered its final form. I mean, the movie hasn't even been released yet, and it's like we're fighting the Trojan War over the casting list. Quite frankly, I think both sides are making this conversation unbearable. Now, see, I understand why people are frustrated. Audiences are tired of Hollywood fucking with established characters and lore and stories. And frankly, sometimes it feels like studios adapt more to the source material, the same way that raccoons go through trash. But, the internet treats every single casting announcement as if it's civilization ending in real time. What happened to people waiting for the movie to actually come out? Unfortunately, now all we get is that the movie's ruined, 5 minutes after a myriad of influencers have come out and said that the movie is trash. Wait till you see what people are saying about this, because almost nobody is talking about what actually determines if a movie succeeds or fails. So why are people so mad? Let's just be fair for a second. People are allowed to care about authenticity. Let's say you grew up studying Greek mythology and you love Greek mythology, and then you see something like Christopher Nolan's adaptation of it and the characters are different and the story is different. Those changes aren't going to be what you want. Obviously, that's going to frustrate you, which makes sense, 100%. That doesn't automatically make Christopher Nolan evil. The problem starts when every conversation immediately turns into "you're racist" or "Hollywood hates white people." What this does, it means we've skipped over normal, rational human conversation entirely. I think for me, it seems like the internet has kind of forgotten how to process nuance. You're either on Team Sparta or you're a Netflix HR representative. Here is something I think a lot of people don't want to admit, is that Hollywood has helped to create this problem.
Remember my grandmother saying to me, "I don't care what they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black."
Hollywood has created this mess. Studios have spent years telling audiences that if you dislike the changes, it's your problem. So now, audiences are going into every adaptation already defensive. I mean, can you blame us? The trust is gone and no one trusts Hollywood anymore. And it's crazy because some viewers assume that every casting choice is somehow politically motivated. Meanwhile, the other side acts like asking questions about an adaptation is somehow hate speech. Like, for me, both of those arguments are exhausting. The honest truth, the brutal truth, casting is not what decides whether a movie lives or dies. So what actually matters? Because I'll tell you right now, audiences forgive very quickly almost everything if the movie is good. If you want to talk in layman's terms, we survived giant purple aliens, talking raccoons, a dude dressed as a bat hitting another dude who's super. Audiences can handle casting choices. What audiences can't survive is terrible writing. Bad writing will kill everything. One badly written character destroys immersion faster than any casting controversy. And this is, oh my god. Guys, this is Christopher Nolan we're talking about. And at the risk of glazing him, okay, Interstellar, Oppenheimer, The Dark Knight, there are so many incredible movies this man has made that have broken the mold of cinema. I mean, quite frankly, he could film a toilet in IMAX for 3 hours and turn it into this masterpiece of human suffering, and I'd still go watch it. Yeah, I think, the entire situation says something really depressing about modern entertainment. The real culture war underneath it. Movies aren't just movies anymore. They have to become this, weird political ammunition. Every casting announcement becomes a battlefield. Now, I am a victim of this. I made a video about Marvel criticizing Robert Downey Jr.'s casting as Doctor Doom, but that's a very different scenario. Let's be honest, no one's going viral for saying, "Hey, I've got mixed feelings and I'd like to wait calmly for some real context before saying anything wild." It's guys like me with 11 views and a wellness check. What I'm saying is outrage makes money. Hollywood profits from controversy, reaction channels profit from controversy, and Twitter sure as hell profits from controversy. Meanwhile, people like you and I, we just want more good movies again, man. So maybe the Odyssey ends up being this incredible epic, which I'm hoping for. Maybe it ends up being a big steaming pile of shit. We genuinely don't know yet. No one has seen the movie. But the fact that people can't discuss a movie without immediately turning it into some weird political civil war is probably the most exhausting part. We don't even know if Elliot Page was cast as Achilles. It was all from some random guy who took a screenshot on the internet and everyone assumed this was the case. The same goes for Helen of Troy. I understand that race swapping to an African American person in a culture that was predominantly European and Greek was probably a bad choice, but Helen of Troy didn't really exist as a mythical figure, as an ancient historic figure. Go look it up. Okay, there's no empirical evidence that she actually ever existed as a real person. And Christopher Nolan is making a fantasy epic here, so he can kind of do what he wants as long as the story is good. Anyways, let me know what you think. Are audiences overreacting, or has Hollywood destroyed trust completely? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.